Welcome to the Row Operator Podcast. It is your host, Frogman Costa, and today we have Critical Strike. How are you doing today?
Good.
Cool. Yeah, Critical Strike is a former Navy SEAL officer, or actually current Navy SEAL officer, hosting a SEAL Team what?
Three.
SEAL Team 3. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, so we're going to talk today, so, and stuff about your past and all that crap. Cool?
Sure.
Alrighty, so let's start from the beginning. How did you join milsim? What brought you here?
I got introduced to it late, late 2019. Started off joining this, Navy group, like typical Roman military group, and moved on to milsim soon after.
Cool, cool. So, what was your first milsim like?
First milsim I ran, or first milsim I was in?
You was in. Yeah, first mission you were in.
That was a 75th Rangers group. I mean, it was like early 2020, so the gear's obviously not up to the levels it is today. But the gear at that time was fairly good. Um, at the time, I mean, the community was pretty fine. It had 60 active members, and that was like 70 members in the group, 60 active members. So, there was quite a lot of people active, and there was a good community. I ended up starting my own millsip and left that soon after.
Cool, cool. What was your first deployment in that milsim like?
Fuck. I went to Baghdad, Iraq, I think. Yeah, Baghdad, Iraq.
Cool.
Went to Baghdad, Iraq. It was January of 2020, and January 2020 I went to Baghdad, Iraq, and you know, I don't know how to say, just killed some Roblox Lego kids.
Hmm. Fun. Very fun. Is that it? You got anything special about that deployment?
I mean, not really.
Not really. Just a typical deployment. Alrighty.
Just
So what did you do after that milsim?
started my own SEAL group. It
Yeah.
was based off of all the different SEAL groups, and I started off in the Black Hawk Rescue Mission 5 because at that time I had basically or close to no dev knowledge, and started off in Black Hawk Rescue Mission 5, had a Navy SEAL group, and ran for 3 or 4 months before I just decided to put it into a unit hiatus. So yeah, it ran for like 3 or 4 months. Put it
Eh,
in the hiatus and kind of continued it afterwards, but just revised it and made it better.
hmm. Anything special about that unit or
I mean, other than the fact it was my first milsim that I ran, not really.
not really? What did you do, like a deployment in that milsim, or
Like 3 or 4.
what were they like?
Uh, like I mean, any given day in deployment, usually just show up around, I don't know, 12, 1, 2 EST, something like that. Uh, fucking I assign different people, fire teams, fire squads, stuff like that. Send out some helis, send out some Humvees, fucking just brief them on the mission, get pilots ready and stuff like that. Guys, Black Hawk Rescue Mission 5 provided a great basis for a lot of different milsims, because it had helicopters, it had progression systems, it had different gun customization. So, you know, I kind of devised my own, I guess you could say, rules, or what to wear, what to do. At that time, my milsim wasn't very accurate because it's kind of hard to find information on SEAL groups. Um, no, because they're not. It's just not that easy to find information unless you know someone on the inside, or people who can help you out with it. So at that time, I mean, it wasn't really realistic, but at the time, I just ran with what I had in the game, did the deployments how I did, and I mean, just kind of your average deployment.
Cool, cool. So, after that milsim, what did you do?
Um, so after I started the hiatus for the group, I just, moved on. I think that year, because I have three different genres that I switch between kind of every year. I switch between milsim, row aviation, and then like row township. It doesn't matter. And those three groups I kind of switch in between. I don't know. I like a change of pace from time to time. I'm not the type person to, run a milsim for fucking 2 or 3 years just running a milsim. Because after a while, and I think a lot of milsim people can say this, like, you need to take a break. And it's not, a lot of times it's not because of like, you genuinely need to because of like breaks, like your mental health or anything, but it's just because at some point milsim does somewhat make you lose interest in self because essentially milsim is just, just you fucking load into a Roblox Lego game, pick a gun, pick a funny attachment on it, shoot some guys for an hour a day, and then leave. And then it repeats. So, at some point, a lot of people lose interest in milsim, but then I guess that interest sparks back up for some people, others it doesn't. And that's what happened after like a year, maybe a bit less. I started my hiatus in like September. I'm pretty sure September of 2020, and then it continued on into it was uh March or April of next year, which is when I started my Milsims again. But this time, instead of using Black Hawk Rescue Mission 5, I started building and creating my maps. So
Cool. Yeah, judging by your mental health already, you probably already lost it, man. So,
it being in Milsim for coming on 3 years now, yeah.
yeah, I've been in the mill some longer, and I'm still totally retarded. So,
My fucking daily day to day life is either thinking about what the fuck I'm gonna dev later or just fucking blanking out.
mm,
At this point I don't comprehend basic things.
cool, cool. Alrighty. So, moving on. What's going on?
What?
What's the next? What's happened next? Moving on.
Okay. I've been in that group from like April or March, 2021 to June 2021. Started, but I kind of have a routine per year. Milsim Aviation or Milsim Township Aviation, Milsim Township Aviation. Uh, this year I continued it. Next year probably gonna be the same. I mean, the only change is as of right now, September 14th, 2022. I'm still Milsim. Milsim has my latest Milsim has been running since February. So back to the question, after I finished all that stuff, I got back into Milsim around Sep- October, October or November of 2021, and that's when I kind of um started branching out into separate SEAL teams because the group I had at the time before that wasn't Naval Special Warfare Command Group NSWIC. And then, when I came back in like October, like October of last year, like a year ago, I started branching out into specific SEAL teams because you explained to me at that time because at that time we already met each other. At that time, you started explaining to me the responsibilities of a SEAL owner and how you need. There's a lot of people in NSPIC, and because of that, it makes your job much harder because if you want your group to be realistic, you got to make it realistic, and it's kind of hard to keep up with all that. So, and then I ran that group. I had a dev group. Yes. So I started, like I said, I started branching out into different SEAL teams and stuff, and me and you eventually figured out, about dev group. So I ran a Red Squadron, Gold Squadron, and yeah, and the Red Squadron, Gold Squadron group. It kind of lasted until February, and then we started talking again because we kind of have like our patches, whether it be talking for like a month or two, and talking for 2 or 3 months. So late February, you explained, you kind of told me about how it'd be easier to start up a SEAL group than would be to a dev group. So I started with a SEAL delivery vehicle team. I started developing on maps. I made a stupid mistake for some reason to completely design Pearl Harbor a 1 by 1 scale, and in a month of progress, I barely got the terrain down. I set up height maps and stuff, but I barely got any terrain down. It just got hard. So that lasted until late March. Late March, I made decision to switch to SEAL Team 5. Then, like, that lasted for a day. After SEAL Team 5, I decided to tell you that I wanted to switch to SEAL Team 3. You didn't get happy about that because at that time you had your own SEAL Team 3 group, so you tried to make me switch into a SEAL Team 10. I told you, no, fuck you, I wanted to switch to SEAL Team 3. So, and eventually we stopped talking there. Um, I think that was like 1 or 2 days before the opening of your group. I remember it was literally April Fool's Day. It was the 1st of April this year. And yeah, and we kind of ceased communication after that. And my group, that group, I eventually didn't choose SEAL Team 3. I did choose a SEAL Team 7. That SEAL Team 7 group gathered over 100 people. And those 100 people, out of those 100 people, maybe 70, 80 were active. And that is still a unit that I have to this day. But, I made the unit go on the hiatus early May to late June. Yeah, to late June. Early July, I started to back up. Kind of like, I think it was early July is when me and you started talking again. And at that time, I mean, you had told me that you had a seizure and that your doctors were concerned for your health and your brain health, and they wanted you, not completely stop, but limit your video game time. And you told me that, you told a lot of people that you were gonna for good. And so, you told me,
Yeah,
or you proposed,
it's
yeah,
it
you
was
proposed.
a it was a it's a mishap. Nothing really happened there. It's only a one-time thing.
Well,
I just
you've recently found that out,
no,
but at
I
the
found
time,
that out a while ago, but yeah,
you bitch.
a
Okay.
while
Well, it doesn't matter.
ago.
Oh, at that time, from what you told me, you were quitting milsim, which is somewhat is true to say, I think. I'm not sure.
It is
But yeah, at that time, you told me you were quitting milsim, and you wanted to stick one like last deployment, one last op, So we did that. I think it was like the 15th or 16th of July. It kind of went to shit. No, it did go to shit cuz I don't know, like 30, 40 minutes into deployment, we had dumbasses. I don't know, cuz you invited some of your friends over, and that kind of made my guys distracted and everything. And then one of my guys turned out to be some fucking, I don't know. He called himself a spy for a CAD group that hates me or despised me at that time. So he wanted to mess up the op, and then so he messed up the op. He like flung a helicopter and blew up half of us. Um, so that dude is now, you know, hating my group for whatever reason. He messed up in the first part of the op, so we tried again. We picked up from where we left off, like the same day. Um, and at that point, some exploiter had joined, started mass spawning and lagging out the gains with mass spawn of A10s and firing the A10s, which was just perfect because now we had to figure out who the exploiter was, while trying to keep it. So the whole op, it should have lasted like 5 to 6 hours. It lasted maybe 3 hours because at some point the
actually
exploit. How
it
much did it last?
lasted 2.32 hours. It sucked. Yeah,
It sucked. There was a lot of, and I wouldn't even call it a group issue. I would call it that, I don't know. There was like
haters.
that day. I'm pretty sure Roblox servers are having problems anyways. Um, but I mean, it is in part my fault. I mean, I didn't, kind of just restarted the group out of nowhere 2 months after we started a hiatus. I mean, we did get some preparation in, obviously, but with the so-called fucking spy or whatever, um, he, the op entirely got messed up. So, we kind of it lasted like 2.5 hours, and at that time, that was like your last thing for milsim. And since then, I've been just like developing on my group and giving sneak peeks and stuff. So yeah, that's basically up to now.
Yeah, and I'm still done with Milsim actually, cause like I'm just like chilling with the boys on
Uh-huh.
YouTube and Discord, and doing some Roblox scenes when I need to. But yeah, cool, very cool. You want to send in the information to your unit, so I can put it in the description? That'd be so cool. That'll be fun.
Sure.
Yeah, cool. Alrighty. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna ask you. Now we're on to lightning round or fast round, round
Sure.
5, whatever the fuck you want to call it. That's what we
Sh-
have.
Sure.
And I'm gonna ask you a series of questions, like I said a second ago. And in those series of questions, you just answer them the best you can, fast you can. Just like answer them cool.
Mhm.
Alrighty, dope. Alrighty. Who's your favorite superhero?
Spider-Man. Spider-Man, I guess.
Spider-Man. Okay. Favorite color?
Red.
Favorite person?
Fucking. Uh, I don't have one. I don't have one.
You don't have a favorite person.
No.
Okay. Favorite quote?
You win as a team, you lose as a team, you die as a team.
Okay, cool. Alrighty.
Hmm.
Favorite gun?
And for HK416D
Okay,
with
cool.
an EOTech, SOCOM suppression, IR laser.
Gun, not everything on the gun.
Well,
Yeah. Um, what is your favorite, what's it called, meal?
um, sushi.
Sushi.
Mm, yeah.
Alrighty. If you were to go into a jungle environment and you only could bring a gun and and a chest rig, what brand would the chest rig be, and what gun would it be?
Okay, so for the gun, I'd obviously bring my HK416D, some kind. I mean, what options for brands do I have for chest rig? Tell me.
Spiritual systems, cry precision, uh, tra- Travis, or was it? There's a lot of freaking systems out there, man.
All right.
Don't you
So
know
okay,
all?
this isn't really a fast question. Okay, but what are we talking about? Are we like surviving long
You're
enough to be
surviving
rescued?
in a jungle environment.
Jungle environment. Okay.
Yeah, like Vietnam. Think you're in Vietnam.
Okay. So I'd probably choose like an fucking HK416D with a
Like you
suppressor.
said.
Yeah. And chest rig, I guess just the in cry precision. There's like cry precision multicam or like woodland stuff, something like that.
Okay.
That would work. Just to blend in, I guess.
I don't honestly choose favorite concepts because they're lightweight, cheap, and cool, and good. But alright, dope. Alrighty.
Mhm.
Your favorite um drink?
Water.
Water, bitch. Okay. And so last question. What is your daily routine?
Wake up at 5 to 5:30. Wake up 5:30. Take a shower by 6. Take a shower, get dressed by 6. Eat some breakfast by 6:30. brush my teeth by 6:35. Then finish up any homework didn't do, which basically means I forgot or just were too lazy to do the day before.
Hmm.
And or if I don't have any homework, I fit in like some fucking mini workout, like 4x15 push-ups, 4x20 sit-ups, and like 4x3 pull-ups, like something easy for the day before school.
Did you
Come home
say
from
4x3 push-ups and 4x3 sit-ups?
4x20 push-ups,
Oh.
4x20 sit-ups,
Oh.
4x3
Oh.
pull-ups. I
Oh.
mean, I'm obviously not gonna do like a full-blown workout right before school.
I know.
First of all, that would take
That's
time,
my
and second of
warm-up,
all,
honestly. Like, it's actually more than that,
yeah,
but
like that's basically what I am doing. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna do a full-blown workout
yeah.
before school. I don't want to show up to school like sweaty and shit. So,
Take a shower.
okay, so then I come home from school around 3. Like, yeah, around like 2:50 to 2:40, 2:50, 30, around that time. I just get home, finish some homework, or if I just don't want to do it, I just don't do it for now. And I go, run the treadmill for 40, 50 minutes. I mean, right then I finish that like 5 o'clock. Like yeah, like I finish. Then I do my workout set. So I finish around like 4:50, 4:35, 5 o'clock, something like that. And then I kind of have free time. I usually have like soccer or swimming practice around 6:30, 5:30, something like that. Like in between the time of 5:30 to 9, I'm
You're a
usually
swimmer.
in.
Hmm.
I
Are
am a
you
swimmer.
slow?
I mean, I placed second and first in state championships, so
Yeah, I
um,
did that once too, a while ago.
congratulations.
Yeah,
Congrats.
cool.
Okay, so usually between 5:30 and 9, I'm usually busy with practice, whether it be swimming or soccer. Then from 9 to 10, 9, 10, 10:30, I have free time.
Cool. Cool. Well, thank you for coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you
for
for having
wasting
me.
my time. Yeah,
You're
really cool.
welcome. I'm really wasting my time.
Yeah, cool. Alrighty. Well, see ya.